Hey, it's Rick, and buckle up because we've got a genuine Hollywood five-alarm fire to pick apart today. Christopher Nolan, the guy who just walked home with 7 Oscars for Oppenheimer, dropped the final trailer for his passion project, The Odyssey, and the internet did not send flowers. We're talking nearly 500,000 dislikes against the measly 60-something thousand likes. That's north of an 88% thumbs down rate on the studio's own channel for a $250 million movie. To put that in perspective, this is now the single most disliked trailer of Nolan's entire career, and it's not close. So how does a guy who's never made a bad movie end up with the internet's most mocked promo of the year? Let's get into it. For months, Universal played this thing close to the chest. Teaser after teaser, they kept the actual footage vague. No full reveals, no close-ups on the roles everyone was already gossiping about online. Then the final trailer dropped, the mask came off, and boom! Every casting decision that had been simmering as a rumor for 2 years suddenly had a face and 30 seconds of screen time. And the comments section basically turned into its own genre of entertainment. People weren't just disliking the video, they were performing for each other in there. Meme after meme, roast after roast, stacking up faster than the marketing team could refresh the page. Somebody actually pointed out that Universal made, and I quote the internet's own words here, the bravest decision in studio history by just leaving the comments open. Because once people realized nobody was moderating that section, it became the main event. The trailer was basically just the opening act for its own comment section. Now, before we get into the specific fights people are having over this thing, let's talk numbers, because that's where it gets genuinely scary for the studio. This film reportedly cost somewhere around $250 million to make. Add another 150, maybe 200 million for marketing. That means Universal needs this thing to pull in somewhere around $750 to $800 million worldwide just to break even. And right now, the internet's screaming that it's going to bomb, while the optimists are betting that normal people, the ones who don't live on YouTube comment sections, will still show up for the spectacle of a Nolan epic on IMAX film. 2 totally different movies are about to open in theaters on the same day, and we don't know yet which one people actually paid for. Alright, let's talk about what's actually driving people up the wall here, because it's not just one thing, it's a pileup. First up, the costumes and armor. History buffs and ancient Greece nerds tore into the visual design the second the trailer dropped, saying none of it reads as Bronze Age Greece. Instead, people are comparing it to medieval plate armor smashed together with what one commenter called cosplay store leftovers and somehow Viking longship energy. And yeah, there's actually a literal Viking ship replica in this movie about ancient Greece, a real one, built centuries after the Trojan War was even supposed to have happened. Nolan hasn't said a word about why. Then there's the dialogue. People are clipping lines where characters casually call their dads dad, like they just walked out of a suburban sitcom, not a 3,000-year-old epic poem. Doesn't matter that the actual Greek has plenty of casual words for father, the second modern slang hits ancient armor, the internet's not interested in nuance, it just sounds jarring. And jarring is exactly what goes viral. But here's the thing that's really been fueling this fire for 2 years straight, way before this trailer even existed: the casting. Nolan built a genuinely stacked ensemble here. Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson, Zendaya, Charlize Theron. This is A-list, top to bottom. But the 2 names that turned into lightning rods are Lupita Nyong'o playing Helen of Troy and Elliot Page playing a soldier named Sinan. And look, we're not here to pile onto actors for existing in their own bodies. That's not the interesting story. The actual story is the business gamble Nolan made, deliberately swinging for prestige and awards buzz on a project that was always going to live or die on mainstream, mass audience turnout. Multiple industry watchers are saying the same thing. This wasn't really about telling the Odyssey differently, it was about signaling to the Academy. And that bet is now colliding head-on with an audience that just wants the giant IMAX action epic they were promised in trailer number 1. On top of that, Greek cultural commentators and outlets are pointing out something that's honestly a fair hit. There isn't a single Greek actor in a lead role in a film about, ancient Greece's most famous story. That's the kind of thing that turns a casting choice into an actual representation debate instead of just internet noise. Meanwhile, the trades and the big entertainment press are mostly running defense for the movie. Cautiously optimistic pieces, wait for the reviews energy. The comment sections and social media crowd are having a completely different conversation. It's basically two separate Odysseys existing at once, the one the press is describing and the one the public is roasting. Let's talk money, because that's the only scoreboard that actually matters to a studio. There are two competing theories floating around right now about how this opening weekend plays out, and they could not be more opposite. Theory 1, the Nolan Effect. This guy has never had a movie flop, ever. Combine his name recognition, the sheer scale of Odyssey as a brand everyone already knows from high school English class, and reportedly massive advanced IMAX presales, and you've got a recipe for casual moviegoers showing up in huge numbers regardless of what's happening in the comment section. These are the normies, as people online keep calling them. Folks who don't read trailer breakdowns, don't know what a dislike ratio even is, and just want a big loud epic on a Saturday night. Theory 2, full-blown boycott. And this one's actually organized, not just vibes. There's a real coordinated push online telling people, don't just complain, don't buy the ticket. The argument is straightforward. Studios don't listen to outrage, they listen to box office numbers. Empty theaters are the only message Hollywood actually understands. And this isn't a hypothetical playbook. We've watched this exact movie before. Pun fully intended. Disney's live-action Snow White got absolutely buried by the same kind of pre-release backlash, and then underperformed hard at the box office. Same story with some recent superhero misfires. So the honest answer right now is, nobody actually knows which crowd is bigger, the angry commenters or the normies who'll show up anyway. And for Nolan personally, this is a brutal turn. Less than 2 years removed from a total victory lap with Oppenheimer, and now people are dragging out his own line from The Dark Knight against him. You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Rough way to follow up 7 Oscars. Look, is this movie actually going to be good? Genuinely, nobody watching a 2-minute trailer can tell you that. Nolan's track record speaks for itself. But track record doesn't automatically survive a marketing campaign this messy going up against an audience this fired up. Opening weekend is going to be the real verdict here. Not that this like count, not the tweets, not us. The box office doesn't lie, and in about a week, we'll know exactly which theory won. That's the breakdown. Let me know down below which side you're on, showing up for the spectacle or sitting this one out on principle. This is Rick, Film Flop, and we'll see you in the next one.